Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. We're going to have something a little bit different today because we had a last minute cancellation for the Trip Report show. So we have a bonus BOGP open line here to kick off the week. And we have some fun because we get to talk about it all. We talk some Disneyland. Alex calls in from the West Coast. Trisha calls in live from Coronado Springs. She just finished a great meal over at Maya Grill and gives us an instant review of that. Her stay at Port Orleans French Quarter, what they've been doing so far at Coronado. We also talk with Marco about his recent cruise on the Disney Fantasy to the Eastern Caribbean. This and much more. We also talk mechanics of Genie Plus and park hopping and all that. We're all over the place, all the Disney destinations in one show. We talk to our listeners and have a great time. So I really hope you enjoy today's show. Don't forget our podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure. And the best part, no cost to you. And it really does help support our podcast. Keeps us on the air. So come on over, check us out today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports us every time you do that. And I really appreciate that. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys really do keep us on the air. And you can support us as well. Just $5 a month. And you'll get a bonus show every week. It's called Mike in the Midwest. So come on over today. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP open line for Wednesday night, June 5th, 2024. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from beourguestpodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Yes, don't change your dial. Don't delete the file. Don't switch up your podcast feed because I know it's a little bit different. You say, is this a Thursday? No, it's a Monday here on your podcast feed, or it is a Wednesday night if you're tuned in live. That is right. We're switching things up here as you catch the feed. It's an open line. That's right. I know you're probably looking for a trip report, but we had a last minute cancellation. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to have a bonus BOGP open line today for your feed on a Monday. So happy Monday to you. Hope your week is off to a great start, and happy Wednesday night to all of our folks tuned in live around the world on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Thanks for being here tonight. We're going to be taking your calls over the next hour at 407-413-9395, 407-413-9395. All topics are up to debate. We could talk about the cast member previews, what you're seeing about Tiana's Bayou Adventure down at the Magic Kingdom, mini trip reports, listener questions, whatever is on your mind. But we have a call coming in right now, so I'll get to my topic of the day at the top. But this person's anxious to talk, so let's see what's going on. Hey, who's joining us at the top of today's show? What's up?
Hey, Mike, this is Alex. We had the pleasure talking earlier this year. I was at the Disneyland Hotel talking to you live.
Yes. What's going on, Alex? I appreciate the call. So where are you calling from?
Yeah, actually, I just got off of work and I saw on Instagram you're going live. I was like, wait a second, what day? What's going on? I had to give you a call to see how you're doing.
I'm doing great. Yeah, we had a last minute cancellation. The guest could not make it today. So you know what? That's the good news. We can always go live and talk to our listeners. So we're going to take the pleasure to do that tonight. And hopefully here on a Monday, as people check this out on the feed, people are understanding. And, you know, it's great to hear many voices instead of just mine and one guest. Today, hopefully we'll get multiple guests and get to talk Disney. So what are you bringing to the table here as we start a new week for folks listening on the feed?
Yeah, I mean, I think on the top of everyone's mind right now is Tiana's Bayou Adventure. They're doing cast member previews right now. It's looking fun. I've avoided watching the full ride POV because I want to be surprised. But what I've seen, it seems pretty darn solid for a retheme. I was wondering your thoughts on that.
See, I'm right with you. I am avoiding spoilers. I've been talking about this last week as much as I can, you know, because I am one of those people. I avoided them with Rise of the Resistance, and you know, because you only get one chance to really have that first experience with something new. And I know this one isn't exactly the same thing because it's the same track as Splash Mountain, so I know, you know, what the what the route's going to be, and I know kind of what the experience will be like, but it is a new attraction, right? It's got new music, it's got new animatronics, it's got a new story. And you only get so many new experiences at Walt Disney World when you've been going there for 20, 25 years. So I've been trying to stay away from the spoilers, but of course I've seen, things here and there, because if you're on social media, stuff just pops up. And, I am excited, but I've been, and I know it's still in a very early phase, right? We've only seen a couple of days of cast previews, but as of the time we're recording this show on Wednesday, June 5th, it has gone down a lot. And I know that they're still in the phase where they're trying to figure things out. That's what a preview is, because it's not even open to the general public. But I do hope they kind of figure that out, because the good thing about Splash Mountain is it ate a lot of people quickly. And we need this attraction to do that with Big Thunder when that comes back up too. I hope it's not something that goes down a lot.
Completely agree with you. Yeah, and I'm curious with that, because on a whole opposite front on the West Coast, Disneyland, basically all of Critter Country is closed, with Splash being down, Winnie the Pooh's Adventures down. They just announced Hungry Bear's going to go down. Like, oh my goodness, that is a huge amount of people not being eaten, as well as No Haunted Mansion. So I'm glad to see that will be coming back to help alleviate some of the in-park stress.
Yes, I saw that. When you mentioned something, because with all Critter Country going down, and I'll be honest, I never did, because I've only been to Disneyland 3 times now, because my first time was July of 22. I never did Splash Mountain at Disneyland, because Scott told me, this was because I always got my advice from Scott for out there.
Yeah.
He said, dude, his advice was always, dude, Splash Mountain at Disneyland, you get drenched. Was it? I mean,
true.
He's like, you don't get wet, you get drowned on Splash Mountain out there. In the times that I was there, it was a little bit chilly a couple of the times, and the other time we were going to go on it, like I didn't want to get totally soaked, and it was close enough to where, I just decided not to. I kind of regret it, because obviously the logs were different, and obviously it's a little bit different attraction. But you're right. I mean, I was going to ride Winnie the Pooh out there, but it went down. Like, I got almost to the ride and went down. So I haven't experienced much of Critter Country out there, other than Hungry Bear, which is like one of my favorite counter service places. And when I heard that was closing, I'm like, oh my gosh, no way. But it'll come out on the other side better, I'm sure.
You make me so happy when you said Hungry Bear is one of your favorites, because I am the only person in my family and friend group that adore Hungry Bear. And I'm like, you guys don't know what you're missing out on.
Yes, it's the atmosphere, right? I mean, the food is actually really good.
Is.
But man, when you can sit up on that terrace and watch, the Rivers of America, the train going by on the other side, park me a place up there forever. I love it. And the chicken sandwich rocks. But I mean, other than that, I'm a simple guy. But yeah, give me Hungry Bear anytime.
Anytime. And I have a rule is that when people are going by on the ships, or if you're on the Mark Twain, you have to wave.
Yes.
That is a Disneyland official rule. Yes. You know what's up, Mike.
Yeah, totally. We need to do Disneyland together next time I'm out there, man. We got to make it happen.
You call and I'm there. Like I said, like the bat signal, if Mike calls me, I'm dropping everything to be there.
That sounds good. But you make a good point, though, with Critter Country, that whole corner of the park there going down, and then, Haunted Mansion on top of it. And hey, I saw a crazy video today on Instagram, by the way, or Twitter somewhere. There were 2 wild parrots, like in a tree in front of Haunted Mansion, and they were like yelling back and forth. And see, the thing is, we're in this world now where I'm like, is that fake? But it looked real. And
is it AI?
They knew where these parrots came from. Like, they're famous parrots. So I don't know. Maybe it was fake, but who knows? I'm so gullible, because my wife always tells me, that's fake. I'm like, oh, well, they got me. So probably got me. Who knows?
That is darn interesting.
So yeah, so both of us kind of trying to avoid the spoilers. I'm sure it's going to be awesome when we get out there. We got to see some merchandise get released today. They got a firefly thing that lights up, sits on your shoulder, and it comes in a lantern. I did see that. That was pretty. I mean, I'm not a merchandise guy, but I mean, that was super cute and creative. That's kind of cute. It was like $32.
I'm with you there, where it's like I love to admire the merchandise, but should I buy it? Probably not. Am I tempted to? Absolutely. Do I have the space? Not whatsoever. So admire it. It's always my way to go. But sometimes there's things like, okay, I got to bring this guy home. And I feel like this attraction will have a few items where I got to bring this home or get him as gifts for people.
Yeah, I did see that they're releasing on June 10th over at the studios because they're going to do some Pixar stuff at the studios. They're going to have the Pizza Planet truck, the Toyota truck.
The popcorn bucket.
Popcorn. See, and I always told myself popcorn buckets are dumb. I bought one popcorn bucket like 5 years ago, and now I don't have to have them all, but they call to me now, like the ocean calls to Moana. Because now I have a few on the shelf, but see, I don't need them all, but like there are a few. And now that one, like I need that truck, and I will be there. I won't have park tickets. So I don't think I'm going to renew my annual pass. I don't know. I may not. I was thinking about this afternoon, like, oh my gosh, I should probably renew my annual pass so I can go into the studios, and get a buffalo chicken grilled cheese and get that popcorn bucket while I'm down there that one day before my cruise. Because that popcorn bucket is awesome looking. But it would look good on my shelf back here. But yeah, I don't know. It looked pretty cool. So anyway.
Oh no, I fully support this. Like anytime people are tempted to Disney, I'm like, go for it. Just do it before you second thought.
It's an expensive popcorn bucket.
It's a popcorn bucket. Like it's the holy grail, I feel like, of objects to hold popcorn in. And it's so cool. It lights up. There's a little alien in there.
Yes. They're getting good at them, man. If it gets me to renew like a $1,300 annual pass to buy a plastic popcorn bucket, they've won. But
we're just built differently as adults, that's fine.
That is. Anyway, I got to get it for marathon weekend anyway, but that's a long time from now. All right. Well, hey, I got to scoop because we got some other people jumping in, but hey, I appreciate you kicking off the show. What a great way to start it. And you have an awesome week and a better weekend.
You as well, my friend. Great talking to you.
You too. I'll talk to you soon. All righty. Bye-bye. All right. 407-413-9395. 407-413-9395. We have our next caller coming in right now. Hey, who's joining us? Hello, caller. I hear you.
Hi, it's Trisha and Lorelai.
Hey, calling in live from Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. What's up?
We just got back from dinner at Maya Grill.
Oh, see, I went to LS Teca. I'm just back from LS Teca, which we had dinner together at LS Teca when you guys came to St. Louis a couple years back. And but Maya Grill, much better. I hope you enjoyed Maya Grill, but I'm not going to put words in your mouth. Give us a quick review.
Okay, well, my review was I took Scotty's advice to get the fish tacos, and I thought they were very good. And Lorelai got a taco salad, but she wasn't very fond of it. She said she doesn't have much of a discerning taste. What did you say then?
I don't remember.
Of course. Distinctive taste. So I would say if you have a younger eater that's trying not to eat off of the kids' menu, it might be more of a challenge to find foods they'll eat. But you did really enjoy the guitar player, didn't you? Yeah.
Smooth jazz guy. Scott and I literally probably have 15 different pictures with, we call him Smooth Jazz Guy, because he plays live smooth jazz on that guitar. It's amazing. He's awesome. Yes.
He was doing Disney songs tonight. So it was really cool to hear an acoustic drum or guitar version of the song.
Oh my gosh. He is. I got to just tell you this, Trisha, because everybody's listening here. And so this is the Monday show. So it'll go out on the feed, but I have a take. I don't know if it's a hot take, could be a cold take, could be a medium take, but there are celebrities around property that are not celebrities to any other kind of person other than folks that are like us that listen to Disney podcasts and go many times and kind of are like in the loop here. And to me, he is one of my top celebrities, is the Smooth Jazz Guy at Maya Grill, because he's there almost every time I eat there. I don't know. He's been like, there's only been a couple times that he's been off, like not there when I've eaten, and I'm always disappointed. He's almost always there. And he, like, the music, you don't really notice it because it's like ambient music. It's in the background, but it's so good. Like, he's just talented. Yeah. And so we always give him a big tip and we get a selfie with him on the way out, because he's got a little tip jar. Awesome.
Yeah, we saw that. We did tip him too. So.
He appreciates that. That's all. So give us a little rundown on the trip so far, because you guys are over at French Quarter, and I love the Hellwig hot takes, especially the one to not choke on the powdered sugar. Don't inhale when you do that?
Yeah, we've actually been having a really great time. It's been hot. The first couple days we spent most of it in the pool though. So tomorrow will actually be our first day in a park. So
Which park are you going to tomorrow?
we are going to start with Magic Kingdom because we have a Liberty Tree Tavern lunch reservation.
Ooh, if it's hot, that's going to be a big meal. That's going to be a hard one to recover from.
That's why I planned it right before our midday break.
There you go. Yeah, go have Thanksgiving dinner and then go have your nap. No, it's good stuff. That dessert there rocks. That dessert is unbelievable. You got to be disciplined. I mean, you can eat as much as you want, but I have to tell myself just one scoop, just one serving, because I could eat the whole. Because it's like as much as you want, and I just can't, because I could.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to not have to be rolled out of the Magic Kingdom after eating that meal.
Yes. So what's Lorelei looking forward to at the Magic Kingdom? Like, you guys trying for Tron, or do you have any old sentimental favorites over there? What's your story with that?
Well, we made a checklist that we wanted to do before, and she's kind of a thrill seeker. She hasn't done Tron yet, so that's kind of a priority for us tomorrow.
Tron's awesome. I do love Tron. I love it. So what do you guys, where do you guys fall with Guardians over at Epcot? Have you done that, or is that you guys fans of that?
I did it once. My brother went on it first, and he talked me into going. I have to wear the Sacropine patches, otherwise I get really bad motion sickness. And it was actually okay for me, to the point that I think Lorelei will like that one too.
Nice.
You gonna go on it, Lorelei? Okay.
See, the kids can all do it. Like, I'm so jealous, right? That she'll have no problems. She'll think it's awesome. She'll get the best song. Just, yeah, I can't. I wish. Oh, man. Because it's a fun ride. It's an awesome ride. But, man, it's too much.
If they had like a toned down version for people, like they do for Mission Space.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great idea. They need a third track, like Toy Story or something. You're right. Like Mission Space, like, okay. And they could have instead of the really upbeat music, they could play like yacht rock or something. You know what I'm saying? Like something chill. We just solved that issue. Yeah. And it's just, no spinny for you. Yeah, totally. They just solved that. Man, that'd have a long line as we get older. That's a good idea. So what else on this trip? What else you got going on besides going to Magic Kingdom tomorrow? Anything else you're really looking forward to?
Do you have anything you are looking forward to, Lorelei?
No.
So
Glad that it's not full anymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and the drone show was kind of a bust last night. You guys went to Disney. You were at French Quarter, went to Disney Springs, and there was some wind, so they canceled it. But I loved how you saved the night with some salt and straw, right?
Yeah, we did enjoy ice cream there. No weird flavors. That's not really our. We're not that adventurous.
Thank
No
you.
crickets.
Yeah, we don't need to have the bubble gum on the bottom of a shoe like flavor. Just chocolate.
Yeah.
That's good. Good. Well, good. Well, so tonight you just kind of hanging out at the pool?
We're actually gonna, I think, stay in. We got a little too much sun when we were at French Quarter. We decided both pools are open again now, so we went to both pools, one day and one the other, and now we have the one here at Coronado. And Lorelei loves to swim, so it's kind of fun that we're going to get to try out 3 different feature pools on this vacation.
No doubt. And the Jaguar slide at Coronado is awesome. That's a good slide, by the way.
And we were looking at the map in the My Disney app to see like where the slide was, and it looks pretty cool.
It's a good one. It's probably the top one at the moderates, I would say. And for you, Trisha, the pool bar there at the feature pool that's probably the top pool bar of the moderates. So just so you know, it's
good to know.
Convention hotel. It's got good marks because I know you had one over there. Yeah, it's got good it's got like empanadas and stuff too, some warm food in case you need to eat too at the same time. Well, I mean, you won't have to tomorrow, but you'll be set. I mean, you won't need anything else. You'll be good to go.
Probably.
Well, you guys, I appreciate the call, and keep the Hellwig hot takes coming over in the clubhouse because man, those made my day. I love hearing those. You guys are great at that.
All right, we will do that.
All right. Have fun tonight. See you, Lorelei. Thanks for the updates.
Bye.
Bye. Take care. Talk to you soon. All right. 407-413-9395. 407-413-9395. What a great way to get the show started. And we're going to go for the next hour. So jump in if you would like to give us a call and talk Disney. We've had a West Coast call. We've had a call from Walt Disney World. We got some questions coming in here. Let's see. Kevin is tuned in on Facebook right now, and he says he is sitting on the boardwalk eating pizza, watching the boats go by down at Walt Disney World as he is tuned in. So shout out to Kevin. We appreciate that so much. And you are winning if you are sitting on the boardwalk at Walt Disney World. And MCO Joe is tuned in on YouTube, and he says he just returned from Animal Kingdom Lodge, had a great time, loved the Mara, the food, and he also did the electrical water pageant, boat fireworks viewing, amazing views. All right. So that is good. And then Kevin says, we were at Magic Kingdom Sunday when they were doing the cast member previews. The energy in the air around the ride was electric, seeing so many happy cast members enjoying their first ride through. So that's awesome. So Kevin was actually there as the cast members were getting their first ride. That was awesome. And Sue is tuned in on Facebook, and she has a question. Do you think the drone show at Disney Springs will be extended into the fall? That is a great question. I mean, it's bringing the folks in droves to Disney Springs, which is, I think, what Disney wants. And I'm sure that the restaurants want for the traffic, the stores. Will it? Logistics? Probably. I think it all comes down to logistics and feedback, guest surveys and guest feedback. I would think so, but I don't know. You know, Disney sometimes pulls stuff that appears to be extremely popular, but if it were me, I would say yes, but they don't ask me, but I would think that they want to, but I would say yes. Because I mean, they've already got they've done all the research. They've done all the development. Right now, it's just a matter of flying the drones a couple times a night, right? I mean, the work's done. Why not just keep flying the show and keeping people happy? But again, that seems like it's common sense, right? And with Disney, sometimes common sense isn't all that common. I hate to say it. Terry's right here on Facebook. They moved down to Walt Disney, down to Orlando, probably about a decade ago at this point. We've been doing the show forever. And she says they loved it, which I mean, I can't wait to see it too, because I think I'm going to love it. I saw the initial drone show at Disney Springs back about 7 or 8 years ago. They did a Christmas drone show. They invited us down at a media event, and it was jaw dropping. And this was like 7 or 8 years ago. And I was stunned at how cool it was. And I can only imagine this is at least as good or better because of the time that's passed and the technology improvements. And, you know, you got all that didn't have any Disney IP tied to it. It was more like doves and symbols for peace and Christmas and stuff like that. This is all Disney IP with Death Stars and Dumbo. And I haven't seen this all the way through either. I'm trying to stay spoiler free on that. But I mean, if you're on social media, you see stuff, right? And I've seen those two images. So yeah, I would say it'll stick around. But again, they don't ask me. And if I say it will, it won't. So we'll see. At Mercury Waxing over on YouTube, I am with you. He says, am I the only one not at Disney right now? What? I'm sitting here in the Be Our Guest podcast studios in lovely St. Peters, Missouri. So I'm about 1,021 miles from Walt Disney World. So I'm definitely not at Disney right now, but I will be 1 month from today. At dinner tonight with my wife, I kept reminding her that 1 month from this moment that we're recording now, not when you hear this, when we're recording now, we should be sitting at Disney's Old Key West Resort, because we are staying at Old Key West the night before our cruise. We have a 1-bedroom villa booked. I know, right? That's pretty fancy for me, for the guy who stays at Pop Century Resort. We're staying in a 1-bedroom villa because it's only one night, and because we have 5 people in our party, because we're bringing my niece. So we're staying in a 1-bedroom villa the night before the cruise on July 5th, and we're going to just have a pool day that entire day because we get there at 8:30 in the morning. So I'm going to, hopefully that thing is, is ready. I'm just going to tell we want the first one. We don't care where it is because we're only staying there one night. The first one that's ready, and we can get in there, get to the pool, and enjoy. And here's the thing. I didn't realize that the 1-bedroom villa has the same kind of living room space as the 2-bedroom that we stayed in with Scott and his family before a podcast cruise about 5 years ago. I didn't realize that it has that insanely large like living area with the kitchen table and the kitchenette and the patio and all. I am so excited for the first night now before our cruise. I cannot stand it because I love Old Key West for the amenities and the pool and all that stuff. And of course, I hope we can go to Olivia's. We might be meeting up with some of her family for dinner that night, but I kind of want to go to Olivia's the night before the cruise. But 1 month. So you're going to be hearing about it. I apologize because I've got everything else done. I think at this point, I've got the ground transfers all added. I've got my work stuff, like Ben and Jimmy and a couple folks are helping me out, helping my guests out while I'm on my vacation. And I've got that squared away. So I'm good to go with my work coverage. I've got the stuff ordered that I need, I think, from Amazon, the little knickknacks, like the water pouches. So we can take our phones, not submerge our phones while we're at the ocean, but we could take them out and take a few pictures while we're out in the water to keep our phones safe, extra external batteries. We even bought a little like pouch to put our travel documents in that's waterproof and fireproof. I don't know what else I need to do. So I'm like losing my mind that I'm in this last month. I can't pack yet. Can't take the suitcases out. Again, I've watched, I think, every vlog with Disney Cruise Line and Eastern Caribbean sailings. I'm ready to go. So I know that you guys kind of get in that mode too. That's where you listen to podcasts. That's where I'm thankful you listen to our show. I'm doing the same, but I'm ready to go. And I'm just itching. I can't stop talking about it to Pam. And she's like, psh, psh. And by the way, this show is out on Monday. If you're listening to it here on the feed, it's June 10th. This is my anniversary. So happy anniversary to my beautiful bride, 18 years of marriage today. And she's put up with me so many times. And I will say this, just on the topic of how wonderful of a wife I have that lets me do this show every single week, multiple times. And she has for over 16 years of our marriage, that between over the next month, because some of you follow along over in the Be Our Guest Podcast Clubhouse, I've been having some health issues again with my anemia, which is come back. And so because of that, I'm going to have to go get iron infusions at the hospital here for the next month before the cruise. I had to do this back in 2016 and get iron infusions at the hospital and so forth. And you got to sit there for a few hours, like where the cancer patients are. You kind of sit in this area and they do this and hook you up to this stuff. And she sits there with me, and we had to do this on our 10th wedding anniversary, one of our anniversaries, maybe it's 12th. I can't remember, but it was on our anniversary, June 10th, when we did this. It was a bummer, but she sat there with me on our anniversary. And guess what? Today's the first day I have to do this again. And she's going to sit there with me on our anniversary a second time. So I'm just telling you, I'm married to an angel. So shout out to Pam. She's done all this podcast stuff with me. She didn't sign up for this, but she does it, and she's wonderful. So I just want to give her that shout out here on the show. All right, we have our next caller. Thanks for calling in. Hey, who's joining us? Hello.
Hey, Mike, can you hear me?
Yes. Who is this? Who's calling?
Hey, this is Marco from South Carolina.
Hey, Mr. Marco. I always used to see you running around Hourglass Lake with me over at Pop Century Art of Animation.
Yep, that is me. I just got back from a Disney cruise on Saturday.
Yes.
And it's the Fantasy, and it's the Eastern Caribbean trip.
Oh.
And just wanted to see if we could chat about it for a second, since you have that on deck now.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about a fantasy cruise going to whatever. Let's talk. I can't get enough. What are you talking about? You're killing me here, man. Marco, you're dying. I'll soak you up like a sponge. I could talk to you for the next 7 hours. No, we can't do it for 7 hours, but so to tell me, just lay it on me. I'm listening. I'm all ears. Go ahead.
Well, first off, I'm jealous that you have a countdown because I still have the countdown in my kitchen and it says 0 days, and I
Dude,
feel like it's taunting me.
I hear you.
Um,
Coming back's the worst.
but but we had such a blast. The days at sea were some of the best days on the ship because you can really get lost, explore. You don't have like a agenda that day. You're not trying to get off the ship. You're just, bouncing from trivia to trivia, and it was just so much fun. And we did a lot of trivia. My kids actually enjoyed the trivia. We won a couple of times, which was great. If one of the questions is about Donald Duck's middle name, it is Fauntleroy.
Fauntleroy. Okay, I got to. I'm not going to totally cheat. I'm putting that in my memory. I'm not writing it down, but I'm putting that in my memory.
No, don't write it down.
That's right.
Just store it in the bank. But the ship is beautiful. We had done the Wish a couple years ago and booked a placeholder cruise on it. And this time, while I was in the port waiting to get on the ship, we went ahead and booked another placeholder cruise. Because for people who've never cruised with Disney, it takes everything from the parks and removes the lines, the heat, the stress of planning. Like it's almost the purest form of Disney. I feel like on the cruise.
You sound just like my wife. She said almost those exact same words like to me 2 days ago because she came in. My wife. So a lot of times I'll walk on the treadmill or run early in the morning. Right now that she's out of school, she's been out of school for the last week. She'll walk the dog around the lake for like a mile and a half, and it was super humid.
Yeah.
It was super humid and hot that day. And she came in, and her, the humidity takes my wife's hair, just makes it go. She came in sweating, and her hair is all. And I called her Florida hair. And she told me, she's like, Mike, I'll be honest with you. She goes, I'm kind of glad we're not going to the parks the day before the cruise because it's too much. Like, she's like, I'm just glad we're getting on the boat. Because she's like, it's just, because she said that. She's right. It's just easy. You get on the boat. The boat's only so big. Everybody's just pampering you from the moment you step on. You're just going to fancy restaurants. You're in a nice stateroom, and it's air conditioning if you get hot, you're on the deck, you just take 10 steps, you're in air conditioning, no worries.
That was one of my favorite things about running on the ship was because I ran one time when we were pulling into St. Thomas. So bright and early, we're pulling into the port, and so it's hot, the ship's not moving very fast. And on both sides, you have that part of the track that goes into like the cruise section or the little entrance divide, and then you have that back part. And there's AC in there,
yes.
So you get a little bit of a break from
it's
from
AC.
that heat.
Yeah, AC, and when it's windy, because I run that every morning of every cruise. That's the one thing I didn't like about the Wish. It didn't have a track.
Yeah,
I hated. I did the treadmill every morning, but. Which, I do a treadmill every day here, so it wasn't that big a deal. But I love running Deck 4 on the Dream and the Fantasy and the other ships. But you're right. Like, when you get to the front and the back of the ships, you get, like, that tunnel. And because I've had days, sea days where it's, like, windy. So when you're on the straightaways, it'll be windy. But at least you get that coverage on the two ends, So, yeah, it's nice. And they pop out sometimes. Like, one side you'll have maybe a sunrise. Oh, because, it's stop and take pictures.
Yep.
It's just... It's amazing. You live by the coast, you're kind of coastal. Yeah. I never get to see the ocean. So it just like, I can't take my eyes off the ocean being from Missouri. I can't get enough of it.
No, so I was born in Puerto Rico and spent a lot of years there. And there are beaches everywhere. And so I'm used to those Caribbean waters. Here we have Myrtle Beach, which is browner and harder to see and colder. So being there in Tortola and St. Thomas, it was gorgeous. We ended up taking a boat to St. John's and got to see that island. Like you're going to have so much fun. Are you guys doing Apollo brunch while you're on the ship?
That's my best meal of the year, every year. Yeah, totally. Yeah, 100% Apollo brunch. We're doing Apollo brunch and we're doing Apollo dinner one night. Yeah, we're doing those
Oh,
two.
okay.
We don't do Remy.
So
It's too
this was
fancy.
Gotcha. Well, since we've been on the Wish, and it was that 3-nighter, which it's such a tease. As soon as you figure out, where you're at, they're kicking you off the ship. So, being on there for 7 days, we were able to get Apollo brunch, and that meal changed me. Like the chicken parmesan.
Yes, that's what I get. That is totally it. Oh, that and the lasagna. The lasagna rocks too.
I wish I would have known, because I would have paced myself better. Because it really was like running a marathon. I mean, you really have to be strategic, because they'll just keep bringing stuff.
Yes.
And it's all so good. But by the end of it, I don't know that I've ever been so full. And we had to hibernate back at the room. We took like a food coma nap for about 2 hours afterwards. There was one time where I kind of woke up and I tried to get up and out of bed, and my body was like, no, you get back down. Like it felt like that scene in Rocky where, Apollo should stay down, but he wants to fight Drago. Yeah. That's exactly what it was like. I had to wave the white towel. But
that's a good cruise.
I'm excited for you to get to experience those islands. And there's just so much to do on the ship.
Yeah, because I've done the Western 3 times. I've done the Go ahead.
Mediterranean cruise. The Fantasy is going to be over there in Europe soon. And now that we really know the ship, it'll be neat. Kind of pick our favorite places and hang out there. But really, really good time. I wish I had a countdown. Like I hear you talking about it on the podcast, and I'm like, I remember when I was like that, when I was excited about, booking things and getting closer and closer.
And I'm excited too, because we're bringing our niece who's never seen a cruise ship in her life, and she's 15, and we're bringing her because Pam and Paige is coming with us, who's my adult daughter, who's 27. And so we can do us 3 can do obviously the Palo experiences. And we have a few mixology and a couple of tastings. So that way Mallory will have her cousin to hang out with while we're doing those things now. So those 2 can go to Vibe or, whatever, hang out together. They just want to go up in a top deck and hang out in the sun. But it'll be fun to see her experience, right? When you have somebody that's never seen a cruise ship get to go on a cruise like this, I mean, that'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, and I'll be curious to see what your daughter thought about it, because my daughter's 16 too. And we went to Vibe, we signed them up, and I mean, she went once with her brother. So she has a 14-year-old brother, and I mean, he went a couple of times, but my daughter was like, I feel like I'd rather do other stuff. And maybe if she had somebody her age, like you were saying, like a cousin or something closer, but no, she just hung out with us or did her own thing on the ship. She would go lay out or go do the aqueduct or do trivia by herself. Like I don't know. She's kind of at that age where she can be too cool for some stuff, but then, get super excited when Stitch walks by. So
I agree. It could go either way with Mallory, because she is kind of social, but then sometimes she's not. And there's been, because she's sailed quite a few times now. I mean, she's platinum. So there have been a couple of cruises where she's really enjoyed Edge back in the day, the 11 to 14-year-old club. But it was podcast cruises where she had Emily with her and friends. When she was with other friends, she enjoyed it. But she could very easily say, her and Zoe together, her cousin, could easily say, we don't like Vibe and we're just going to do our whole thing, and I don't care, because they have each other, they have each other. So whatever, it's their cruise. I'm not going to make them go to Vibe, but I mean, I bet you they go in there and because now finally they're old enough to go to the, the big club. So, but whatever, I don't care what they do. Just have fun.
Yeah, that's how we were. The only thing we didn't want to do, and my wife was clear with this, because she's a sped teacher. She was just wrapping up her school year. And she's like, I don't want to be responsible for their entertainment, because a lot of times we go on vacation and they're like, oh, we're bored. And we're like, well,
Well, no.
I don't know what you want me to do about that. Like I'm driving to Florida. Like look out the window, look at
Right.
billboards or license plates, or use your phone. I don't. And they started that in the beginning, and we just encourage them to go check out the ship and go see a show, go get something to eat, go get some ice cream, and about the second or third day they were way more comfortable with it and would just do what they wanted to do. Sometimes it was sitting out on the veranda, or sometimes it was doing trivia. But
oh yeah, we won't have that problem because she's very comfortable with the ship. Like she knows how to find her way around. Like,
right.
yeah, that'll be fine because she's looking forward to it. And she's looking forward to showing Zoe, so that'll be fun. It'll be cool.
The only tricky thing that happened on the trip that was like, oh man, and it was all me. I've done this both times I've been on Castaway and ran the 5K there. It's embarrassing to say out loud, but I've gotten lost both times and ended up doing a 10K. And my wife's like, how? There's signs there, like you can see the map, like the cast member will tell you where to go. And I don't know. I've gotten lost both times and ended up like by the cabanas, having to turn around, and I don't know what it is about that place. I've now GPS like looked it up, and hopefully next time I get to go, I can just do 3.1 because it was blazing out there.
It is, dude. That is the hottest one ever. And you didn't get lost. You're just an overachiever in my book. That's the way I see it. So just go with that. But you do have to do the loop twice. Some people don't do the loop twice and they're cheaters. So if you got it.
And I definitely did it twice.
I was gonna say some people don't do it on the way home.
I just kept going because when you run down the tarmac, there's a little bitty red arrow that kind of tells you to turn around. Mm-hmm. Well, I just kept going and going and going and going until I ran out of trail and then turned around. And then I was like, I got to get back. And so that's what messed me up this past. It's on me. I don't know what it is, why I can't follow those directions, but
it happens. It's a good place to
get lost. Ended up doing 6 miles out of it.
You're like, dang, I'm doing a 95-minute 5K. What's going on? It's rough.
Well, if it wasn't so hot, it wouldn't be bad.
No,
but
seriously,
we didn't get off the ship till about 11.
Oh, that's brutal.
Just because they're coming all the way from St. Thomas. So we didn't get off till 11, and it was hot. So I'm imagine when you go next month, it'll be hot too.
Okay. Okay. I'll do it, but man, I'm not looking forward to that day. Going straight into the ocean after that.
They didn't have the slide. No, that's what I did. I didn't even put my trunks on. I just kept my running shorts on.
Well, see, I always run. I run in my.
I took my shoes off and walked in.
I always run the Castaway Key in my trunks. That's one of my hacks. I run it in my trunks. Yeah, and then I've always done that.
No, that makes sense.
Oh.
No, but super fun trip. Love the Eastern Caribbean. Sounds like you already have excursions booked and you have a plan for what you guys are going to do. But just real nice island. Cast members were super nice and really enjoyed it. Liked the shows. The Frozen show was super cool. There were some ooh and ah moments there, and the fireworks were great. But just really good experience. Would sail on the Fantasy again. So looking forward to hearing all the fun that you're going to have soon.
Can't wait. Well, I appreciate getting me even more excited and jacked up for you're ready for the cruise, man. I am so pumped. I can't stand it. I'm just like just so ready to get on that ship. So you got me more excited.
You're so there. I mean, you guys are going to have a blast. It's going to be so much fun. So hope you get some miles in while you're out there. And are you running the Disneyland half this year?
I am. Yep. I'll be out there.
Okay. Are you gonna be in Dumbo?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm doing marathon in Disneyland.
There, please. Sorry, go ahead.
Yep, marathon in Disneyland in January.
Okay. The next time you go out there, please try breakfast chimichanga. Really, really good. Really, really good.
I will. I promise. All right, Marco. Okay. I will catch you later.
Yeah,
I appreciate the feedback. You take care. Take care of that family.
Take care.
All right. See you later. Bye-bye. All right. We have our next call at 407-413-9395. Looks like this one's coming in from the Indy area, as I recall. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, Mike, it's Fulton. How you doing?
Hey, Fulton. Good to talk to you, brother. What's going on?
Good to talk to you. I'm going to be on Wish TV tomorrow night.
All right. Where can we check that out?
Do you have Channel 8 anytime soon, Mike?
No, not in St. Louis. Is it online anywhere?
It's on mine, or if you can get the app.
Okay. Just let it. Can you let us know where the app is? Like in the chat or something?
It's probably on Google Play Store, something like that.
What are the call letters?
The what?
What's the TV station called besides Channel 8?
Oh, Wish TV.
Wish TV. All right, I'm gonna look that up. Now, what's it for? Why are you gonna be on TV again?
I'm gonna be telling them how I got started with Special Olympics over 14 years.
Holy cow, 14
and
years.
Talking about the USA swim trials that's coming up.
So you're a swimmer you do swimming with Special Olympics.
Yep, I did swimming back in the days, and now I do track and field, and gonna be heading to Terre Haute this weekend. So
Terre Haute.
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
that's where my brother-in-law's from Indiana. I don't know if I think he's from Bloomington, but he talks about Terre Haute a lot for some reason. Something's in Terre Haute.
Really? The guy named Richard Goodell, he was on AGT on Tuesday night. Tuesday.
Maybe that's it. Well, hey, so you're competing soon then in track and field.
Yeah, 100 meter dash, javelin, and shot put.
Woo! So you do track? You literally do both track and field. You do both disciplines.
Yep, I do.
Well, hey, good luck, and I'm going to download that app, and I'll be looking for you, and I'll be cheering for you from St. Louis.
Sounds great, Mike.
Hey, Fulton, I'm your fan. Take care, man. Good luck. Go get that medal.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. I'll see you later. All right. That's Fulton, our friend in Indiana, competing in the Special Olympics this weekend. So by cheer him on and Wish TV, you can grab that app and see his interview there. It's awesome to hear from Fulton, one of our great friends. And we have another caller here at 407-413-9395. Hey, who's joining us?
Hi, this is Emily.
Hey, Emily, we made the show here on a Wednesday night because you missed it Sunday night. So here we are.
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah. Well, I'm gearing up for our trip in July that you booked for my daughter and I to go to Pop Century, and we're really excited. And this will be our first time using Park Hopper. And my question is, and I'm sure there's stuff, guides on the internet about this, but I really haven't looked into it. And I'm wondering how you do Genie Plus with Park Hopper, or what you would recommend about that.
Okay, so Genie Plus with Park Hopper. Well, see, the thing that's changed, so just so you know, I don't know if you know this, but it used to be you couldn't park hop until like 2 p.m. Now you can park hop anytime, right? Did you follow that? You got that right now?
Right, yeah.
That's good news. So,
yeah.
And I'll be honest, I haven't used Genie Plus at Walt Disney World except one single day. And it was the day we were talking. It's so funny that you bring this up because my wife and I were talking about this tonight at dinner. She's like, never, ever do this to me again. So I'll just tell you the story in a nutshell. It was the day we got off the podcast cruise in last summer. So my oldest daughter was flying home. She had to go home the day after the podcast cruise because she had to get back to work. But we were staying for like 3 or 4 days after the podcast cruise to see Walt Disney World. But she had to go home early. And she hadn't seen anything at Walt Disney World for like 5 years. So she hadn't seen anything at the studios. She hadn't seen anything in Galaxy's Edge, anything in Toy Story Land. So I was like, okay, we're going to go to, she could only go to one park. So I was like, okay, we'll go to the studios because I want to show you Galaxy's Edge, Toy Story, all that stuff. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad. It had the most new stuff that she hadn't seen. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, God, there's 4 of us. You guys know I'm cheap, right? It kills me to spend extra money. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll buy us all Genie Plus. So we had to buy Genie Plus, but this was the day we were getting off the ship. So we could not rope drop the studios. Now, this was killing me too because I'm a rope dropper. So I'm like, we're sitting there having breakfast in Port Canaveral, right? And all I'm looking at is my watch. Like, oh my God, the park's opening right now. And we're still sitting here like 90 minutes from the park. I was dying. So we get over there, and I mean, we went so hard that day until park closing, which I never do. We take midday breaks. We don't go hard. You know, we saw everything in that day. We did see everything with that Genie Plus, so it was worth it because you could, you know, schedule things and got everything done and be creative in how we went around the park. And Paige got to see everything. Now I was toast for like 2 days later because it poured that day. It rained. It was hot, but we got it all done. But to your question, what I'm saying is if you go hard and use it well, you will probably get your value out of Genie Plus, but it can make it exhausting because if you use it to its maximum, you know, ability, it can keep you grinding through the park, but you should be able to schedule. And are you looking to like stack your experiences kind of like, you know, folks tend to do for like later in the day? Or are you looking to go after like e-ticket attractions, like so that you get good times for those? Like, what's your goal with it?
Well, so we've used Genie Plus before really successfully, you know, definitely more in Magic Kingdom than other parks. And so I feel like I've gotten a good handle on the system, but what I've never done before is park hopper. So do you have to buy like a separate Genie Plus for each park, or can you swap? So like if we do Genie Plus in Magic Kingdom in the morning and then we want to bop over to Epcot, does it apply there too, or would we need a separate purchase? So
there's a Genie Plus that you can buy now. It's like, so when you buy Genie Plus, there's like Genie Plus for each park, but there's also a multi-park Genie Plus. So I think that's the one you have to buy. It's called multiple parks. That's the one you'd have to buy that day if you're going to go to multiple parks. And I think as you look at it in the app, I think it's like listed as the top one. So it's like, okay, it's not multiple experiences, but I think it's called multiple parks. Because, you know, you can buy like Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Studios, Animal Kingdom, or multiple parks. And I think it's just like a couple bucks more, of course. But I think it aligns with like the top price of the top park, like Magic Kingdom or something. Again, it's variable pricing though. But I think that's it. If it's not, folks in the chat, help me out because I haven't bought Genie Plus in a while. But I think that's how you do it.
And that's like, so typically what we do is stack, and like we're able to do pretty good, you know, we're able to go pretty hard and still like take a break in the middle of the day, get done what we want to get done. But like, this is a whole new variable. And honestly, I haven't really researched it. So I'm just wondering, you know, if it works as well for park hopping, or if it's better to just kind of stick with trying to stack in one park.
It should work fine. Like, I mean, if you're going to park hop now, which park are you going to first and which park are you hopping to? I'm just wondering, like, as far as like what experiences you're maybe going after.
So the first park day, we're definitely going to do a full day at the Magic Kingdom and just like spend the whole day there. So like that I feel comfortable with. But then the next after that, we're kind of just planning to go with the flow a bit, depending on what my daughter wants to do. So that's where I have less of a plan, and I'm starting to think like I need to get sort of the plan a little bit more in order, for park hopping and for the Genie Plus. But definitely we're going to go to Epcot. We're going to go to Hollywood Studios. We usually do Hollywood Studios first thing in the morning. And then like Epcot in the evenings.
That's a good plan.
Kind of the general plan.
I do like Epcot in the evenings. One is because World Showcase lends itself to exploration in the evenings because there's a lot of stuff back there that you can do like without lines, like just exploring the countries, snacking, stuff like that, you know, seeing, you know, the movies, like if you want to check out Canada's movie, or I don't know if Impressions of France is always showing because that's the best thing ever. You can also do stuff like Spaceship Earth later in the day with little to no wait. The Nemo attraction, Living with the Land, which is again one of the best attractions of all time. You could go in Figment. You know, there's a lot of stuff you can do at Epcot if you jump in the second half of the day with little to no wait. Now, of course, you are sacrificing, but this is where if you stack things like, you know, a test track or a Soarin', you might be able to bounce in with, you know, with money in your pocket, you know, so to speak, with your Genie Plus and just have a killer evening. You know what I'm saying? Like if you, because you'd only need like 2 or 3 of those. And with all those other things I mentioned, I mean, from 4 o'clock on, you would just be going attraction to attraction to attraction nonstop. Especially if you stopped and had just like a quick service meal even, and like one snack and stayed for the fireworks. I mean, that's a full night.
Yeah, exactly. And that's honestly, I haven't had as much success with Genie Plus in Epcot specifically. So that's the kind of park where, like, maybe if we didn't have it that day, we could still go there at night and hit a lot of good attractions and see the fireworks, like you said. And living with the land, we'd ride all night without,
Yes.
too much of a line. So
I'm glad that, and the thing too is, Epcot too, it's better to kind of see it during the day and at night now, especially with like the lighting package on Spaceship Earth and that new lighting package that's in the center. I still call it Future World, but the new area right there between World Showcase and World Discovery, I guess it is, because they got all those lights in the ground, and it's beautiful. I mean, at night it's worth going over there to see. So I would, that's the thing is, you've used it before, and people are saying Megan and Daniel, they're both saying that is correct with using the multiple park Genie Plus, and it is usually the Magic Kingdom's price. It aligns with that. So, and
that actually seems like a good value, and if it's not more expensive than Magic Kingdom, I was expecting it to cost quite a bit more. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah, Daniel does say he has one suggestion. Says if you're going to two parks that aren't the Magic Kingdom, it may be cheaper to buy the park separate instead of the multiple park option. But would you buy it twice?
Oh.
I don't know. We'll see. But just look at it and see. But
yeah.
It sounds like because the thing is, here's what I've noticed, and I use it every day at Disneyland. Okay, so I'm a huge Genie Plus user at Disneyland. But what I've noticed is, because you guys are rope droppers in the morning, I'm assuming, or no? Like, are you there when the park opens? Okay.
Yeah.
So am I. So the only difference is at Disneyland, like, nobody can do anything with Genie Plus until you scan into the park, which I wish they would do at Walt Disney World. Like, it just seems better. But, like, I don't even use Genie Plus really until like 10 or 11 at Disneyland, because you can get so many attractions done. And like, if I start booking stuff, like right when I'm in the park, the return times are immediately, like on everything at Disneyland at first. So there's no point in using it because I can walk on basically everything at Disneyland for the first hour, maybe 90 minutes. And so I don't even really start using Genie Plus until if the park opens at 9 till like 10:30, because there's no point. And then that's where I start stacking them, because what I'm basically doing is waiting for the times to get out far enough that it makes sense, like, to return. Because, like, if I start doing it at 9:00, my return time's like 9:05. And it's like, well, that's dumb, like, because even 10:05, like I'm going to be doing other stuff because everything's walk on at this point. So it's not that
we do the same thing,
yeah,
especially at Magic Kingdom. You could get so much done right away.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a good problem to have, because you can just get on as many attractions as you want right away. But it's just one of those things, like, once you have experience with it for like even one day, you start to figure out, it just starts to make sense. It's intuitive. But it's kind of hard to explain until you have like the practical in your hand, looking at the app and saying, oh, I see how this is trending. I see how this works. But you've been there. You'll do great.
Yeah, I guess I need to do some more research. I guess what makes me nervous is like trying to stack in multiple parks, but it's not a big deal. It's more like it's a bonus if it works out. And if it doesn't, no big deal. It's just I've never done it that way before, and haven't done any research into it all. So this is good information, and I'm going to look into the pricing on it and see if I can find some more tips about stacking for multiple parks.
The way I would
going to the second one later in the day.
Well, if you're going to hop though, and you have the multi-experience or the multi-park Genie Plus, the way I would think of it is just to think of it as one big park, is the two combined. So when you're looking at the wait times and return times and stuff on the app, just think of like, if you're going to, say you're going to do, say you're in Epcot in the morning and you want to go to the Magic Kingdom at night, because that would kind of make more sense because there's more like targets in the Magic Kingdom at night. You got more to choose from. So while you're in Epcot in the morning and say you're trying to stack for the evening in the Magic Kingdom, just think of Epcot and the Magic Kingdom being the same park. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking at return times, and just stack them as though they're kind of all one thing. Like that's That's what I would do as far as like, I would just think of it like return times, like Epcot, Magic Kingdom. Okay, now we're all just one pool. What do I want to stack for when I want to go over there? You know, after my nap or pool time or whatever. That's
That
kind
makes
of
a lot of sense.
philosophically how I think about it. I just kind of combine the two into one pool.
That makes sense. That sounds less intimidating than I was thinking about. So that's
Lord knows Disney's made these vacations hard enough. Let's try to make them as simple as we can.
I know. And that's like, I'm with you. I hate paying the extra amount for the Genie Plus, but like we only go like once a year and I figure we're already down there. Might as well try to get as much done as we can.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. You've already paid 99% of the cost. Like it'd be a shame not to have a full experience to save $50 or $75. No, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you there.
Yeah. And it's easier when there's only two of us. So,
so much better.
Well, all right.
Well, I hope you guys have a great, and you got to get a tie-dye cheesecake over at Pop Century. Oh, so good.
Definitely. And I'm hoping to do the tie-dye t-shirt. I think Scott was talking about that on a recent episode, that sort of poolside extra where you can tie-dye a t-shirt. That sounded like fun.
They're typically by the Corvette where Goofy is with the surfboard, kind of off to the side of the hippity-dippity pool.
Where they do the s'mores?
Yep. Same spot. Yep. Same spot. That's usually where they do them. Yep. Good spot.
Oh, perfect.
You may as well have some s'mores. Nothing wrong with that either. Gotta have those.
My daughter just wants to say hello on air really quick.
Oh, sure. What?
Hi.
Hey, what's your name? I forget your name.
What's your name?
No, your name.
Oh, Rose.
Rose, my name is Mike. Just since you asked, I'm Mike. Nice to meet you, Rose. You excited for your trip?
She is. I just took it away from her, but
That's good.
yes,
That's
she's
good idea.
excited. It's for her 9th birthday. So.
Oh my gosh, happy birthday. Oh, well, she's 9. 9's a good age for Disney. Now 10 hurts, but 9 is still 9 is still, well, I mean, it doesn't make that much of a difference anymore, but 9 is better than 10.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be really good.
It's not like 2 and 3. 2 and 3 is a lot worse. That's when it's the worst. Well, I appreciate it, Emily, and I hope you guys have a great time. If I don't talk to you before then, but yeah, you're on the right track. You're gonna do great with Genie Plus.
All right, perfect. Thanks so much, Mike.
Thanks, I appreciate it. You guys have a good night. See you guys later.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All righty. Well, that is going to just about do it. I want to send a shout out to Corey L91 over on Instagram, who is enjoying my hat. It says just got back, or he's planning on grabbing one of these on his cruise at the end of the month. So yes, I did get this one on the Wish. Let's see. Last summer is where I got this one. My blue Disney Cruise Line hat. I have so many Nike Disney hats because that's the thing I always get because I love hats. I posted a picture when we were down for cheerleading. I think 2 years ago, we went to a team dinner at Planet Hollywood with Mallory's cheerleading team. And it was kind of like the girls all dressed up and the parents kind of dressed up. So my wife's like, don't wear a hat. So I didn't wear a hat. We took a family picture. I posted it on Instagram and it had so many comments because it was Mike without a hat. You would have thought like I shaved my head. I grew a goatee. I mean, the comments were crazy. So yes, I always have a hat on. But yeah, I have a thing for all the Nike Disney hats, like the Mickey's and all those. But yeah, this one's navy blue. So thank you, Corey, and hope you get your hat. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's show. So again, happy anniversary to my wife here on Monday, June 10th. Hope you're having a great start to your week. And thank you so much for allowing me to do a call-in show today instead of a trip report show, because I know that's what you were expecting. We had a last-minute cancellation, so I hope this filled your feed and gave you some good information. We talked some Disney Cruise Line. We talked some mechanics of Genie Plus at Walt Disney World. We got to talk some Disneyland, Critter Country, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We got to have a lot of variety here in today's show. And the most important thing is we got to talk to our listeners. And I love these call-in shows because that is what it's all about. It's our community. This is our show. It's not my show. It's not Pam's, not Ricky's, not Scott's. It's all of our show. We do this together. We've done this together for over 16 years, since 2008. We've exceeded 2,500 podcasts, 2,500 shows. And it's only because you listen to the shows, you download the shows, you come on and give us the content. You call in, you come on Mondays, you give listener questions. This is a team effort, all of us. And I appreciate you guys so very much. I just wanted to tell you that. All right, don't forget our show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney vacation. You know all the details. Just swing by the website today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click really does help us out. It takes you right back to the site. You can do all your shopping, but if you click through that link initially, it gives us a little support. So it's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And especially thank you to our Patreon supporters. That's what really helps us out a lot. It's $5 a month. That's all it takes. And you get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. Just a fun bonus podcast about just kind of growing up here in the Midwest, stories of what's happening behind the scenes here with the show. So come on over, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Thanks to everybody who supports the show over there. Give me a follow on the social media at beourguestmike. You can see all the stuff leading up to the big cruise here in less than 30 days. I'm at beourguestmike on Instagram, Twitter/X, and Threads. And of course, here's where I really want to interact with you because we have a great community. No ads, no nonsense, just fun family podcast talk. I mean, it is so much fun. We're on there 24/7, folks from Europe, folks from the United States, Canada, all over the place, Japan. We're talking Disney all the time, but we're also sharing just life in the Be Our Guest Podcast Clubhouse. It's our Discord channel. So come on over, no cost to join, and I'll welcome you personally. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Discord. I'll be looking for you today. We'll have our live call-in show like normal this Sunday, so join us. Scott will be with me on Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Join us in all the normal places, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. All right, we're going to jump out of here and wish you a great Monday. We'll be back again together on Wednesday, and that'll be time for, you guessed it, your listener questions. So until then, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.